Good.
Hi everybody, how are you? Happy 2021. Let's hope it's a bit better than 2020. We hope you all had a lovely Christmas in whatever form it took, and a decent New Year. And tell me what you got up to. Let me know what you did and how you are. We're back now. Obviously, we were supposed to have a little break. We were really very busy. It didn't stop really because we had agenda and lots of planning and all sorts to do. But yeah, we did get a couple of days, which was really nice, just to be ourselves. Oh, Josh, can you just turn my settings off, please, on my phone at the top? If you flip it down, you can just mute it. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, cool. It's all right because I can hear any emails coming through are going to ping otherwise. So Josh is filming for me today. Who's coming online? Is anybody there? Has anybody remembered we're back?
Yeah, lots of people coming on. Kate's just said hello.
Hi, Kate.
We got about 15 people on.
Lovely. So yeah, hopefully you all had a lovely time in whatever form that took. And yeah, hopefully we're all going to get the vaccine soon. Fingers crossed. I think I'm due at like September or something. But yeah, it's we all hope it's all going to turn out a bit better this year, don't we? And we can all get to see people and things. But I did miss you. I did miss you all. Genuinely, it felt a bit odd not doing the 1 o'clocks for like 10 days. Very strange. So yeah. What news have we got to tell you? There's still quite a lot on the website, which are like clearance fabrics and things like that. You've all been very busy ordering during the break, but there's lots of bits on there and stuff as well. We've got lots of new stuff coming up in the pipeline. All the subscription boxes have gone out, so hopefully you've all had yours or should get them in the next couple of days, depending on Royal Mail and how they're dealing with stuff. My youngest Tom had a birthday card come on Saturday. His birthday is the 2nd of December. It took over a month to get to us. So yeah, it postmarked on the 1st of December. It took over a month to get to us. So hopefully you've all had them and you all liked them. What else have I got to tell you? Any other news? Anybody telling me what they've been up to? Talk to me, ladies. I haven't seen you for ages.
Lots of people just saying Happy New Year.
Oh, Happy New Year, everyone. Yeah, hopefully it's all good. So what we're going to do today, we're going to do a little tutorial on facing rather than binding. So it's all right. We've got my sister's dog here today because she started a new job in the Heath. And we've got my sister's dog here today. He's a very young beagle puppy who is driving everybody insane. He's not being naughty. It's just like we're not used to puppies because our dog's quite old and she's like, quite chilled out. But it's like, sorry, he's in the garden. And he's like trying to get my attention because he's like, what's going on in there? I can see stuff. I can see people. He's very cute. He's very mischievous. He woke the boys up very early this morning, bouncing on them. My dog's not allowed upstairs, so she doesn't go up the stairs at all. But yeah, she bounced on all the boys. He bounced on all the boys this morning. So anyway, back to the tutorial. We're going to do something called facing, not binding. So traditionally when you do a quilt or any sort of small project, you put a binding on. You put a 2.5 inch or a bias binding, but most of the time we do a 2.5 inch, don't we? And we fold it in half, stitch it on, and then either hand stitch the back or machine the back. Or you can do magic binding, which we've done a tutorial on as well. But what I thought I'd show you today is facing, okay, which is a much more sleeker. If you're doing a slightly more modern quilt, I think it gives a much more contemporary edge to your pieces. So I've done it on this piece, okay. So this was the pattern for the subscription box, okay. And rather than bind it, and I'm doing it as just as a little wall hanging type thing. Rather than having a binding on there, because it was this wasn't the fabrics in the subscription box, this was scraps that I did it in when I was testing the pattern. And rather than having a binding around it, I didn't want that. So what I've done is a facing, okay, which seals all your edges in. You've got no raw edges or anything showing, so it works brilliantly for binding, for finishing off your quilts. But also, if you don't sew these down, allows you to hang up because you have these corners on the end, so I could put a dowel or something right the way across there and it allows you to hang it, okay, and it gives you this very clean edge, all right, which I really like for more modern quilts. I mean, I love a binding, particularly, you know, I love a stripy binding, love it. But I think for a more modern look, if you're doing maybe sort of like improv triangles or like the half rectangle triangle quilt, something like that, a facing, or you know you're going to hang it on the wall, you know you want to be able to hang it, so this would work for advent calendars, anything like that that you're actually going to hang. This is a really nice way of doing it. So you will need, just like you do with binding, 2.5 inch strips, okay, which again I've just ironed in half, raw edges together like that. You also need some squares. Now they can either be 4 inch or 5 inch. You could go up to 6 or 7 inch if you're hanging a really big quilt and you want something quite substantial. You might want to go a bit bigger again. But because I'm using some random old blocks, okay? This obviously is never going on the wall. It's just some random test blocks that I'm using because it's quilted and I can show you. So any questions or comments there, Josh, just while I get sorted on this?
Susie Duncan says she loved the log cabin quilt and the Liberty fabrics.
Ah, fab.
And lots more Happy New Year's.
Lovely.
Glad
Happy
you're
New
back.
Year, everybody. Lush. Cool. So what I'm going to do to start with, I'm just picking out all the bits. You can see I use this over and over again, this block. I've got bits of thread in it. We're going to pretend that this is my whole quilt. Okay, so it could be a massive quilt or it could be just a single block. Maybe you've done a nice little mini quilt that you want to hang on the wall. Okay, or you've, like I was saying, you've done something really sort of slightly more modern and you want that clean look. Okay, so we're going to pretend this is a quilt. What we want to do first of all is you want it face up. Okay, I've ironed my binding strips, or my facing strips in this case, in half, just like you do the binding. Okay, you got that? And with the squares, we're just going to iron those in half diagonally, like that. Okay, I don't think we've done this as a tutorial before. I've got a funny, I'm suddenly getting really deja vu now, and I don't know why. So I'm just going to iron all 4 of these like this. Okay. Now, I'm not going to do the whole thing because we'd be here for hours, but we're going to do like enough to show you how to do it. Okay. So I'm going to iron those in half. Okay. And this is a solid, but this would be wrong sides touching. So the right side of the fabric is showing. Okay. Right. So let me just move some of these bits out of the way and hopefully we can get this. You're going to pop one of your strips. Okay. You want it to be almost as long as the quilt. So you can see, what have I done left? What's that, about 1.5 inches there at the end? Okay, all the way along like that, and you're going to leave about the same that end and just chop it off roughly like that. You don't want it to touch the ends. Okay, and then when we're going to pop these triangles like this, hang on, wrong way round, that way. Nearly did it the wrong way round. So we're going to pop the triangles, so the raw edges on the raw edge of the quilt. Let me get this here for you so you can see, like that. Nearly did it the wrong way round. And then this is going to lie over the top, like this. Okay, I'm going to clip all this down into place. So I'm going to pop a clip there. And a couple of clips. So talk to me, ladies. Did you have any crafty sewing goodness for Christmas? What did you get? What did Father Christmas bring you? Anything exciting? I'm going to pop this one this side. You see all those raw edges are aligned, and this again should overlap like that. Doesn't matter that the selvage is on there, you're never going to see it. Okay, so we're going to add this onto here. So what did you get? Anything exciting? What did I didn't get any crafty stuff actually, but then I probably don't need any crafty stuff. I got some nice perfume. I did get a Tiffany thing. It was Tiffany perfume. Do you remember I was saying my husband, you know, we should get a nice little Tiffany box. Well, I got quite a big Tiffany box and it was lovely Tiffany perfume. Yeah, I was very spoiled. I had lots of lovely things. I had a new drawing mat for my computer so I can draw patterns easily. It was lovely. So we're going to take this over to the sewing machine, and I'm going to stitch down right from the corner here all the way along 1/4 inch. Okay, and while I'm doing that, talk to me. What have you been at? What did they get? Anybody telling us what they got there? Oh, help if I threaded my machine, wouldn't it? Right,
so Linda says she's done it before, the thing.
Fab.
Although Jenny says she doesn't think we've done it before.
I don't think we've done it before on a 1 o'clock. I think... hang on, sorry ladies, my machine is caught up. What's going on? Let's just get this sorted. I know Sandra Hatton, I remember going through it with her, because she did her bookcase quilt in with a face in, so she could hang it better. I didn't think we'd done it. It was one of those ones I was like, oh, have we, haven't we? I can't remember. I was really hoping we hadn't.
So Jenny says she got some FM rulers.
Oh, nice, and free motion rulers, lovely.
She had to pay, but it seems quite hard.
Yeah, they do take practice with the free motion. They reckon, 20 minutes a day. If you do 20 minutes a day, it should take you about 2 months to become really competent. Can't get my words out today. Competent. But the more you practice, it's the same with anything. The more you practice, the better you'll get at it. So yeah.
Rebecca had a jelly roll from yourself.
Ah, fabulous.
Linda had a posh seam ripper.
Ah, you had a very posh seam ripper. We, Sarah and I and Sean bought Linda one of the Pencol seam rippers. They're really beautiful. They're all individual and really lovely.
A couple of gift vouchers from yourselves as well.
Ah, nice. So if you did have gift vouchers from us... Ooh, my machine's sounding a bit dodgy. Probably needs a clean. I did do a lot of sewing over the break. If you did have a gift voucher from us, can't use them on the website at the moment, just because we've got no way of actually doing that at the moment. Our website's not that sophisticated. So if you did get a voucher, you can always look on the website, decide what you want to spend it on, and then give us a call. While we're in lockdown, we will be in the shop from 10 till 12 every day to do website orders and take phone orders. So you can always spend your voucher. So sort of make a list on the website of what you want and then give us a call and we can do your vouchers that way. Okay. Right, so all the way down here, just going to go whip down, and I'm just doing a 1/4 inch right down that raw edge, corner to corner. Okay. There we go. Oh. So you have now something. So I'm going to come back to the mat, Josh. There we go. That looks like that. So I've done a 1/4 inch all the way down like that. Okay. Now I'm just going to put the side ones on quickly. Just so you would do the same on this edge, okay? So you'd put your corners in like that, okay? In fact, actually, I'm going to put the corners in and just do one of the side edges so that you guys can see how this works, okay? So I'm going to go like that. Again, I'm going to overlap it just a weeny bit. All of my raw edges are together. This is my folded bit here. Can you see, Josh? There we go. And then just chop that off about there, like that. And again, just pop my clips on just to hold it all in place. And that. Okay, and again, I'm going to stitch 1/4 inch all the way down. And you would go around all 4 sides, okay? But we're just going to do 2 for today, all right? So I'm going to go back over here. So any other questions or comments there? What else did people have? Anything nice? Anything?
Marianne had a wool pressing mat.
Ooh, nice. Let us know how you get on with that. Some people rave about them. Other people say they're just a gimmick. So let me know what you think.
Jenny says I'll give it another try. Found it hard to get the fabric.
Get the fabric like moving and stuff, was it?
To move as well. Oh, to move as well as the ruler.
Yeah, yeah. If you can buy like these silicone sheets which have got a little tiny hole in them, and they kind of stick onto your table and over here, and it gives you much more sort of slippage, you know, like it makes it really like frictionless, so you can move it. And quilter's gloves, or just go and buy a pair of like builders or gardening gloves, because they're just the same as quilter's gloves but like 1/3 of the price.
Ali had a Liberty box, sewing box.
Ah, lovely.
Some pretty floral scissors.
Lush.
A rotary cutter. And an LED table lamp.
Back over here, Josh, a second. Ah, lovely. Ooh. Well, what's the gimbal doing?
I touched the gimbal, now it's gone weird. I was trying to scroll off the thing. There you go.
There we go. Right, if you just come up to me a second, hand. There we go. Just while you're having a look at the comments. Hi, there you are.
Oh, God.
It's alright, the gimbal's doing some odd things. It's going like...
It's because I'm touching it, trying to scroll well.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Marie says, I love the size of the heart. What size are those straps? I probably the...
Oh, this is the scrappy heart log
strips.
Strap. Sorry, the strips. These were... Oh, they're jelly roll size strips. The pattern's on our website. It's the scrappy heart log cabin pattern, this one. Okay. I've done a tutorial on it, I think, and we did it as a class as well. But I'm just using them as a sample for this. So once you've sewn all your strips all the way round, you then want to press them out really well. So just the strips, press them out like this. Okay. I'm going to do that on the long one as well. So just while I'm pressing out, Josh, anybody else there having a chat?
Yeah, so Jenny says she was given 5 framed photos of grandchildren. They managed to have a photo shoot before the fire break.
Oh, that's nice.
Leslie had a walking foot, a pair of scissors, rotary cutter, and a shape cutter.
Ooh, nice.
Plus her subscription to White Gecko.
Fab. Oh, I do love my shape cut ruler. They're fabulous things. Okay. Right. Okay, so I've pressed that out really well, so you've got a really nice sharp crease there. What we're going to do now is we're going to stitch sort of 1/8 of an inch, okay, away from here. So, Josh, I don't know if you can come in a second, lovely. So where this seam is, we're going to stitch down about here, okay? It's about 1/8 of an inch away, all the way down just the facing strips. Basically, what you're trying to do is catch this bottom bit here, okay? So you're going to stitch down a scant 1/4 to 1/8 of an inch all the way down those two. Obviously, you're doing it on all of them, but we're just going to do it on the two so you can see, okay? So I'm going to go back over to the sewing machine. If you want to come with me. Now I find it's easier to move my needle over at this point, so I've lined up the left hand side of my foot with that seam there, and I'm going to move my needle right the way over until I get it where I want it, which is about there. Okay, so I've got it on 0.5, so it's right close to this seam. Okay, and what this does is stops the strips rolling back in at all. Okay, so I'm going to stitch down all the way down on these two. So anybody else there chatting, Josh, when I'm doing this bit of stitching?
She just says she has a wool pressing mat.
Oh, nice.
She uses it all the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
she says it's excellent.
Ah, fab.
She has no craft goodies, but made her grandchildren a reading pillow, which apparently is their favourite.
That's nice. Oh, isn't it nice when people really love the things you've made them? There we go. So I think I might need a new needle. This is really punching through today. I'm going to change my needle for a little while. So tell everybody else off for doing it, and I'm not doing it myself. So I'm just doing this like scant 1/4 of an inch type stitching on that side, and I'm just going to do it on this side as well. Okay. I'm going to go down here. Anybody else there having a chat?
No other comments right now.
No? Okie doke. There we go. So just going to go down this one. Did you have a nice Christmas, Josh? Did you get lots of presents that you liked?
Yeah, I got loads of presents I liked, yeah.
Good.
You were there.
I know. I'm just asking you for the ladies, so you might have just added to the conversation.
Rebecca also had a wool present as well.
Ah, cool. They seem to have been a popular present this year. Okay. So I'm going to come back over to here, and you can see that I've just done that sort of scant 1/8 of an inch all the way down. Okay. And again, you would do that around all 4 sides. So you're not doing it on the corner bits this time, you're just doing it on the strips. Okay. So now we want to flip it over to the back. And what we're going to do is we're going to, hang on, I don't know if Josh can get this, fold it over like this. Can you see right on that seam there? And fold it over and give it a really good press. And that little line of extra line of stitching you did is like what they call a stay stitch when you're doing dressmaking. It kind of helps the facing to stay where you want it to be. So I'm going to come all the way along like that.
Apparently Bruce is nearly falling off the sofa after that remark.
There we go. So I'm just going to give that a bit of a press. And we're going to do the same on this one as well. So I'm just going to push this back. And this little bit of pressing now just helps this go sort of, what's the word? It eases it in a minute when we turn it. Okay, and then this is where the little bit of magic happens. This little triangle here, okay, and you would do this on each of them once you've put all the strips on. You're going to flip to the back. So you're going to actually, first thing you'll do is clip the corner. Sorry, I forgot to tell you that bit. So just clip that corner off. Careful not to cut the main bit of stitch in, but just clip that corner off. Okay, so you've got less bulk there. And then we're going to flip this out. So I'm going to stick my fingers in there and flip it to the back like that. Okay, then you want to get your turny tool, which I still can't find mine. It's done a runner, so I'm going to use just my closed scissors and carefully push out that corner as much as possible. Like that. Okay, and what that does is that forces that binding, that facing to the back. Okay, also gives you somewhere to hang up, so you can put a dowel or something in there and hang it up. Okay, so I'm going to give this another little press.
Leslie asks, when you press, do you use steam or dry?
Always dry. Always dry with quilting. Steam, if you get the fibres of fabric wet, you want to come up to me a second.
Yeah.
If you get the fabric of fibres wet, which obviously you do when you're steaming, they can stretch and they can pull out of shape. So as quilters, we never use steam at all until this. I would steam this. Once this was completely bound, I would absolutely give this a good steam then to get it really nice and pristine, but never when you're actually sort of cutting or anything. It's just one of those funny rules of quilting. It's mainly to do with the stretch in fabrics. If fabrics get wet and then you iron it, you'll push them out of shape and then things don't fit together. So you then would do this on all four corners. If I had all the strips on, when I pushed them out like that, hopefully you can see that this then sits. So when I push that one out, that'll make that one go over. And this sits like this, okay? This then becomes a hanger if you want it, or if you're not going to hang it and you just want that clean look. But you can see you've got that really nice clean look. All your raw edges are enclosed, but you haven't really got a binding on there. So last little tiny bit thing that you need to do is hand stitch down this facing. Okay, so I would just pop some clips on there just to hold it all in place. And then I would just do my little invisible slip stitch all the way down to hold those strips in place. If you're not going to hang it, you can slip stitch the corners down as well. However, I think it's always, it's a really handy place to hang if you want to. So that's facing. It's really, really easy to do, genuinely easy to do. And I think it gives a really nice effect. It's less, like I said, it's more modern. It's a bit more contemporary than binding. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a binding. It's one of my favourite jobs is the hand stitching, the binding bit. It's about the only bit of hand stitching I really, really look forward to is the back of a binding. If you don't want to hand stitch that, you could do a machine line there, but remember, obviously, that's going to come through to the front of your quilt. Okay. Any questions or comments there on facings, not bindings?
Lizzie just said thanks after that one.
That's
and I believe
right.
that's all the comments. If you don't want hangers, how far do you go with your binding? Do you do each side one at a time?
You have to have these corner pieces in for this to work. It doesn't work if you just put the strips on because you've got raw edges. So if you're not going to hang, you still put the corner pieces in, but you would just stitch them all down. You could stitch them all down. You could do a smaller corner piece if you wanted. You could do like a 3-inch square, but you have to have that bit to actually force the the facing over. So yeah, you can't do it with just strips. Okay, it just doesn't work. You need those corner pieces in. Hopefully that's what you meant.
Linda says nice to have us back.
Thank you. Yeah, it's nice to be back. Like I said, I did miss you all. It was very odd not doing the 1 o'clocks. I'm just used to the sound of my own voice now, I think. That's what it is. Anything else there?
No, that's it now.
Fabulous.
Everyone's saying thanks.
Okay, we've got a slightly longer one tomorrow because we're going to be doing La Passacaglia English paper piecing.
It's not what pasta.
It's not pasta. It's also an opera or a piece of classical music, but it's a really beautiful way of slightly. I wouldn't say it's for beginners. You need to have done a little bit of English paper piecing beforehand, but it's a really beautiful pattern. I thought, and I've always wanted to have a go at it, and I thought let's do it on a 1 o'clock. It's given me an excuse, so we're going to do that tomorrow. Got block of the week on Wednesday. And then Sarah's back on Thursday, and I can't remember what she's doing. Somebody have a look on the internet quick for me. Can't remember what she's doing. Nope, it's gone. We did have a chat about it. It's gone, completely gone. No, never mind. I'll remember. The minute I come off air, I'll be like, that's what it was. So, and then Sarah's back on Thursday. So yeah, we'll see you then. We'll see you tomorrow. No other questions or comments there, love?
Everyone's saying thank you and Happy New Year.
That's all right. Happy New Year, everybody. It's nice to be back, and we'll see you all soon. We'll see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Bye.